Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism, and this refugee video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. I left a PayPal donation. Hope this helps with the channel. Please keep me anonymous for this video. I feel like I have run out of options with dealing with the dangerous borderline in my family's life. I have written to you a couple times on this issue, and you've done a couple videos on the subject, but things have gotten progressively worse. I have a few questions. One is how to expose a borderline to others that something can be done about their behavior. Listen, the best thing you can do with a borderline to expose their behavior is to go no contact and let them expose themselves. Again, remember, when you are the target and you are the black sheep, it's all about all blame and all shit rolls downhill to you. The easiest way and the only healthy way to expose the borderline, and you're really not exposing them. They know who they are. They know. They just have you as the target to shift all the blame to. So going no contact doesn't necessarily exposes them. It makes them accept the fucking reality that this person is the problem. Which is why, because once you're out of the way, because you're the borderline's main target anyway, once you're out of the way, the borderline is going to get their supply from these people you're trying to expose. One of them, these people, or several of these people you're trying to expose them to. You're not exposing them. All you're doing is taking away the target and forcing the borderline to target one of them. And that's when you have to beware of the hoovering, because then they're going to come, they're going to try to hoover you back in so they can put things back as they were. I'm talking about my borderline sister-in-law. You have done a couple videos on her. My brother married this borderline a year ago, and when you did the first video for me, you said she was a dangerous borderline and that my brother was in for a world of hurt. I think I know which one you're talking about. You don't know how right you were. Oh, sure I do, because I'm right. I know borderlines. I know what they're going to do. They run the same play. Why? Because nobody stops it. You could see the formation setting up. You know it's coming. Here it comes. They all have the same playbook. They can alter it a little bit, take from certain sections, but they all use the same playbook. She's an attention whore and runs upstairs, crying, locking herself, and here come them fucking histrionics. I know which one you're talking about now. She is an attention whore who runs upstairs crying when she wants someone to follow her and apologize. She and my brother live upstairs in my parents' home, in his old bedroom, because they have no money to move out. Since he married her, she has quit 3 jobs in 1 year and now owes $6,000 in medical bills for an elective procedure that she didn't need, and thousands of dollars to the IRS for years she didn't pay income taxes. My brother and her did not file joint tax return because she said any refund would be taken by the IRS. She has quit every job since he has met her, but she still complains about not having money because she don't want to work. She don't want to work. I mean, this is the cycle. Didn't you get her one of these jobs as well that she completely embarrassed you about? I could be wrong, but I think that was part of the story. Anyways, things have gotten worse because she is now targeting my daughter. She and my brother joined this church that seems more like a cult than an actual church. What have I told you about narcissists in church and organized religion? I mean, all it is feeding their narcissism, saying their word is the word of God. The narcissist, and especially the borderline, is going to target whoever they can to turn the situation against you. You have to cut your brother, her, and anybody who deals with them out of your life. The fact that your parents are enabling this by allowing it to go on in their own home, in his childhood bedroom, sorry, I know it sucks. No, all they're going to do is be a bridge. That's it. A bridge you can't afford. You can't afford to leave standing. They are King James Version only and very anti-gay. My sister-in-law has started teaching a preteen girl Sunday school class, and she is targeting my daughter as an example of a sinner. No, fuck that. Like, fuck you, fuck that. Like, no. Every fucking playboy, like, they just pull them out. They're seeking their next source for narcissism, for their new set of tools, and that's all they're doing with this church. That's it. My daughter is 16 years old and gay with a girlfriend. I have no problem with my daughter being gay, and her grandparents have no problem either. On several occasions, my sister-in-law has made anti-gay statements when my daughter is in earshot. She obviously has a problem with my daughter. On the rare occasions that we are around them, she acts like she can't stand to be near my daughter. Give it time, and you give this time, she's going to say, you made your daughter gay. That's what she's going to say. She's going to start signing blame and then preaching from the fuck as the word of fucking God. Get out of her. Get out of it. Get out of it. You're not going to expose her. She's going to expose herself. She's running upstairs wanting people to chase her in her histrionics, ruining every fucking family function, everything that she can think of. You think these people don't realize what she is? What do you think you're going to expose? Nothing. They already know. My mother invited us for dinner the other night, and I was having a conversation with my son and daughter. With my... Dang it. Sorry, that's Tom. Like, my phone goes off constantly now, so let me just mute that. My mother invited us for dinner the other night, and I was having a conversation with my son and daughter who were sitting next to me. I told my son that I had received an email that day that his band teacher had resigned and I would be leaving at the end of the month. I said she was leaving because she is tired of the restrictions they have put on her teaching band, that she has to teach outside, weather permitting. My daughter chimed in and said, yeah, she is tired of the bullshit. My sister slammed her fork down on the table and ran upstairs crying. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry about that. My sister-in-law slammed her fork down. Oh, hold on, let me just recapture. Let me redo this one. I told my son I had received an email that day that his band teacher had resigned and would be leaving at the end of the month. I said she was leaving because she is tired of the restrictions they have put on her teaching band, that she has to teach outside, weather permitting. My daughter chimed in and said, yeah, she's tired of the bullshit. My sister-in-law slammed her fork down on the table and ran upstairs crying. Because the band teacher quit? I've gotten used to her doing this because she runs upstairs and pouts or cries when she wants attention. My brother stood up from the table and said very loudly, we're both tired of your attitude and language and you need to apologize. Oh, go fuck yourself. Because she cursed? Because she said bullshit? Oh, fuck off. All she's looking is for her superiority pedestal. That's all she's fucking looking to do. Do you think these people don't already know who she is? I stood up and said, you are not her father or her parent. I deal with her language on my own, thank you. He continued to wave his finger at me. That's all they do their whole fucking life is wave their goddamn finger at you. That's it. He continued to wave his finger at me and my daughter and said, she needs to march herself up and apologize to Karen for her language. Karen, perfect name. Perfect name. I yelled back, that's not happening. She's not going to apologize to a grown woman that is acting like a child. My parents were mortified watching us argue. My brother was obviously mad, but he has never missed a meal in his life, so he sat down and finished his steak before he left the table. I told my mother after he left, I'm not going to walk on eggshells around her every time I come over. That was the video that I did of the eggshells. Yeah, that was the video. That girl needs to grow up and stop acting like a toddler. The drama continued for several days. My mom went upstairs to tell her that she had left the toilet running all night, and that when it makes a certain noise, you have to jiggle the handle. Apparently, this made my sister-in-law mad, and she refused to talk to my mom all day in her own house. In her own house. My best friend has heard me complain for a year about how I think this girl is a dangerous borderline, and my friend suggested that she thinks at some point my sister-in-law might lose her temper and try to hurt my mother. Possibly. When they don't get their way, that's when the violence comes out. I went online and did a background check on her, and what I found was disturbing. She has an alias, a former name, and she has 6 court cases in criminal district court from various years before she met my brother, where she was the defendant. She has several traffic court cases as well. In my state, you have to take the case numbers to the county clerk of the court to find out what the cases were. All 6 of these cases were in a city that are 2 hours away. I showed this to my mother tonight and told her that I think this girl is a borderline and that she may be dangerous. I'm going to either hire a private investigator or go to a courthouse myself on my day off to find out what these cases were. That was what I was going to suggest to you. I mean, I have a couple PI friends down here, and that's the type of stuff they do. Hire if you can, you got the resources, hire a private investigator. 6 criminal cases, 6. How many are for DV? How many are for domestic violence? I know she is deceptive, and I've caught her in her lies before. After I had the conversation with my mother tonight, apparently my sister-in-law and brother came home together and confronted my mother. I heard about this conversation when I called my mother up to check on her. They had a long conversation with her, basically saying, I am the problem. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course you are the problem. They said that they know I don't like her and that my kids don't like her either. Why would they? Why would you? What's to like? What's to like? Tell me, what's to like? My sister-in-law said that she is unable to eat at the dinner table where profanity is used because she has bad memories from her childhood where there was yelling and cursing at the table. My brother said that my sister-in-law is under so much stress right now and has the weight of the world on her shoulders, and that she has secrets that she only shares with him. I wonder if those secrets are her criminal past and the money she owes to the IRS, but God knows what else. He said they are ready to move out. They are ready to move out, but they don't have the money to move out. I told my mother after hearing that if she has a problem with me, she needs to have the balls and come to me directly, and that she is correct. I don't like her. I think she acts like a child and that she needs serious psychological help. Who does she think she is, the Queen of England? That she can't hear a word of profanity? I said that I am more than willing to call a moving van if they want to move out of my parents' house. My mother pleaded with me not to start a war with her and that she just can't live in a house with drama. That's the problem. See, that's why you got to go no contact from your mother too. Because you are enough of a buffer on her, off your mother, for it to make it for her not to have to fucking deal with this. So you have two choices. You're going to cut her out, or you're going to continue to be the blame buffer of the borderline, and this is just going to continue and continue. There's no other option. There's no third option. There is no way. There is no way for you to expose the borderline, okay? So you can not have to go no contact with everybody, including your mother and father. I don't remember where your father is. I might have passed. I don't remember. There's no third option here. None. Doesn't exist. There's nobody that needs to be convinced who your sister-in-law is. Only no contact. Only no contact. Because it hasn't gotten bad enough for your mother. It hasn't. That's a shitty thing to sentence your mother to. But she's enabling this bullshit, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. I told my mom that this all needs to come out in the open. I am thinking about confronting this woman and getting everything out in the open. It pisses me off that she and my brother would involve my mother as a go-between to try to make me out to be the problem. I guess in their eyes, I'm the Jezebel raising a lesbian daughter who isn't afraid to speak her mind. I'm not going to walk on eggshells in my parents' home, and I don't think they should have to walk on eggshells either. How do I show my brother that this woman is toxic, or is he just a lost cause? He's a lost cause. He's a simp. He's a simp. Sucker impressed by mediocre pussy. That's him. That's your brother. You're not gonna show him anything. You're not going to show him anything. Your brother's a fucking loser. Living in his childhood bedroom with his wife, fucking throwing temper tantrums. Telling you got to fucking, you and your daughter got to go apologize because at 16 she said bullshit. But it wasn't so pressing that he didn't finish his steak, right? These people are sociopaths. You can't. There's no magic pill here. There's two options. You're either going to go no contact, or you're going to continue being the buffer. You're going to continue being the borderline buffer. How do I show my brother that this woman is toxic, or is it just a lost cause? I think things are going to get worse as she pulls him down into financial ruin. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. I thought she was suicidal the other month, but now I know it's just another attention ploy. She quit her third job, then drove to a local park and sat by the lake. My brother had no idea where she was for hours, and she finally answered the phone. It was when a hurricane was coming in as well, so I guess she wanted to make it dramatic. Any advice you can give me would be helpful. I'm just glad I don't live under that roof and that I can keep my kids away from the majority, keep my kids away from her the majority of the time. I'm just scared to death that if she is a violent borderline, that at some point she's going to push my elderly mother down the stairs or make her trip. Yeah. I am seriously considering a private investigator and showing my brother the results. Please let me know if you think this would be futile or a waste of money. Again, thank you for everything you do. Seriously, sincerely anonymous. If you're that concerned with your mother being in physical danger, your elderly mother being in physical danger, then I think you have, if you have the resources to do it, you have the obligation to hire the private investigator and find out what her history is. Okay? And if your mother won't protect herself, then it might be time to call in adult services and say, this is this person living in your house acting like this is not a healthy living environment for you. That might be tough. Now, it might make them leave. They might make her leave and come live with you. If your mother wants to, if you're that concerned with your mother, have your mother come live with you. Make that work and just let them evict them from the house. Go through, like, what are you going to do? But if your mother's not going to willingly help herself, there's not much you can do for her other than hire a private investigator, or go down yourself, find out what the history is, and have adult services check in on her. But as long as you stay in her life, you're going to be nothing but the buffer. There's no revelation here that you're going to show to prove anything to your brother, to your mother, to anybody else who enables her. Because it's always easier to enable the borderline than confront them. As long as a borderline has a black sheep, has a fucking main target, and that main target is you. Those are your options. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for your contribution and your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, phone call, have a private video made, or you'd just like to make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it growing, supported, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care.